Hello students of class 10th, welcome to English class. I hope all of you are doing well. Students, in this video I shall be explaining you a very humorous poem that is given in your first flight book, and the name of the poem is How to Tell Wild Animals by Carolyn Well. So this is a very beautiful and interesting poem by Carolyn Well. So before I explain you the stanzas of this poem, let me introduce the poet, that is Carolyn Well, to you. So as you can see on the screen, this is the beautiful lady who has composed this poem. So let me tell you about this lady, about the poet. So Carolyn Well, she was an American writer and poet, and she was born on 18th June 1682 in United States. You know, she was famous for books based on mystery, and some of her famous works are Act, The Sign of Sphinx, The Jingle Book, The Story of Betty, etc. These are some of her famous work. And unfortunately, she bid farewell to this world on 26th March 1942. So I hope that you got a brief introduction about the poet Carolyn Well. So now let me come to this poem. Let me introduce this poem to you, that what this poem is all about. Students, in this poem, the poet suggests some dangerous ways. Yes, in this the poet suggests some dangerous ways to identify wild animals in a very humorous way, in an interesting way, in a funny way. So the poet has explained, or the poet has suggested several ways in order to identify, or in order to distinguish between some of the wild animals. For example, if you come across an animal, that how you will identify that which animal is that. So the poet has suggested some exceptionally well and wonderful ways in order to identify the wild animals. Students, there are 6 stanzas in this poem, and in each stanza a wild animal has been defined with his characteristics and features. Like the poet has described about the Asian lion, then about the Bengal tiger, then about bear, chameleon, then about hyena, about crocodiles, etc. So poet has suggested several ways in order to identify the animal, in order to identify the wild animals if they are in front of you, or if you come across any wild animal. But the poet has described all this in a very humorous way, in a very funny manner. So you know, this poem is like solving a puzzle and identifying the animals, and it is a very exciting and funny poem, and I am very excited to explain you this poem, and I hope that you people are also very excited. So let's start with the poem. So students, before I explain you the stanzas of this poem, let me recite it for you. So as you can see on the screen, the poem is mentioned. I request your eyes on the screen. So let me start the recitation of this poem. So let's begin. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. Or if sometime when roaming around, a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger is discern. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. 'Twill do not good to roar with pain, he'll only leap and leap again. He'll only leap and leap again. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it's a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he'll give you just one more caress. Though to distinguish beasts of prey, a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, this the chameleon you see. So this is the beautiful poem by Well. So now let me start with the explanation of stanza 1. So stanza 1 is, if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. What is the meaning of tawny? A word is given in this stanza, tawny. What is the meaning of tawny? A word is given in this stanza, tawny. Tawny means yellowish brown color. So the poet is telling to the readers that how they can recognize various animals in the jungle of the east, in the east direction. If they go to jungle, then how they will identify several wild animals? What is the technique? How can they be aware that okay, this is this particular animal? So the poet has suggested several ways, several humorous and interesting ways in which you can identify the wild animals. So the poet says that if you come across an animal whose skin is yellowish brown in color, means the skin color is yellowish brown. Tawny means yellowish brown, and it roars very loudly and strongly at you, so that you may even die out of fear. So it means that you have encountered an Asian lion. And the roar of Asian lion, it is very strong, which could even kill a person with its roar. Means he roars so strongly. So the poet tells that if you come across an animal whose skin is yellowish in color, the skin of that animal is yellowish in color, and if that animal roars at you very loudly, very strongly, the roar may be that much strong that you may even die out of fear. So then please remember that animal is Asian lion. That animal is Asiatic lion. So I hope that the first stanza is clear. The poet has given a very funny description. Means if you will die out of that fear, how you will be able to, means what will be the need to know that which animal you came across? No need, na? If you die out of fear from the roar of that animal, then what is the need to find the name of that particular animal? There is no need to find the name. So in a very humorous way, the poet is suggesting us ways, and the poet is telling us identification marks so that we can identify a particular animal. So I hope that this first stanza is clear to everybody. Now let me come to the literary devices that are used in the poem, that are used in this stanza. So first of all, assonance is used. Now what is assonance? Assonance means use of vowel sound. When vowel sound comes or it repeats, then that figure of speech is called assonance. For example, here the vowel sound O is repeated. For example, you should go, O is repeated. Should to you, should O is there, to you O is there, and you O is there. Then allusion is also used. One more literary device, that is allusion. Now what is allusion? Not illusion, I am not saying, I am saying allusion. Allusion means reference to a famous thing, place or species of animal or any other thing. So Here, which animal, which species of animal, or which animal is, or the poet is talking about which animal? The poet is talking about Asian lion. So, illusion is also used. And if I talk about the rhyme scheme, then what will be the rhyme scheme of the stanza? See, I hope you know that how do we find the rhyme scheme. We see the last word of each line. The last word of the first line is chance, which will be numbered A. Then the last word of second line is east. Chance and east, are they rhyming? No, they are not. So, east will be given number B. Now, the last word of third line, advance. Chance, advance, they are rhyming. So, chance was given alphabet A. So, advance will also be given alphabet A. Next, the fourth line, the last word is beast. East and beast. Let me tell you that the meaning of beast is animal. So, east and beast, they are rhyming. So, this will be provided, this will be given number B. Next, the fifth line, dine. Dine is not rhyming with any of the above words. So, dine will be given number C. And the last word of the sixth line is lion. Dine in lion. Are they rhyming? No, they are not rhyming. So, lion will be provided D. So, the rhyme scheme will be A, B, A, B, C, D. Okay. I hope that the first stanza is clear to everybody. Now, let's move to the second stanza. Now, let's come to the second stanza. I hope you are looking at the screen. We have the second stanza on the screen. So, or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger is discern. So, first let me talk about the word meanings. A word noble is used. Noble means high born, or you can say royal. That refers to noble. And the last word of this stanza, discern. Discern means recognize. The meaning of discern means to recognize. So, or if sometime when roaming round, a noble white beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground. So, the poet is describing a royal animal who is just roaming round. Roaming means just walking casually. So, the poet is talking about the animal who is just walking casually, and that animal, and he is describing that animal as royal, having black strips on its yellow skin. The skin is yellow and it has black strips, as you can see on the screen also. So, this animal has yellow skin and has black strips. Then it is, and also it is roaming very freely in the jungle like a royal king. If you the poet is saying to the readers that if you happen to visit a forest, a jungle, and if you see a wild animal who is very freely roaming like a king, and the skin of that animal is of yellow color and has black strips on it. Also, one more clue the poet is giving. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger is discern. So, one simple clue also the poet is giving to identify the animal, that he starts eating you. If that wild animal starts to eat you, then it will be surely or certainly that animal will be the Bengal tiger. But very humorously the poet says that there is no point in knowing the animal if you have to die to identify him. See, if that animal will eat you, then what is the need to identify the animal? It's of no need. It's just useless to identify the animal. So the poet has suggested several ways, several clues the poet has given to identify the wild animal. The poet is saying if that animal eats you for sure, then definitely that will be Bengal tiger. Then you can easily recognize that animal, that animal will be the Bengal tiger. But is there any point in recognizing or identifying that animal? If you will not be there, or if a particular person who is identifying that animal will not be there, that person will be killed by the tiger, then there is no use, no point in identifying the tiger or identifying the animal. So very humorously the poet has explained several ways and given several clues in order to identify the animal. So I hope that this stanza is clear to everybody. In the second stanza, the poet is talking about the Bengal tiger. Now let me come to the literary device. First, rhyme scheme. The last word of this of the second stanza, the last word. So the last word of the first line of the second stanza is round. The round will be given number A. Then U, round and U, they are not rhyming, so U will be given alphabet B. Next is ground, round and ground, they are rhyming, so ground will be given alphabet A. U rhyming, so it will be given B. Then learn will be given number C, and discern, discern, they are rhyming, so discern will also be given number alphabet C. So the rhyme scheme will be A B C C. So I hope that the rhyming scheme of this stanza is clear to everybody. Now let me tell you about some of the more figures of speech that are used in this stanza. So alliteration is used. Now what is alliteration? Alliteration means repetition of consonant sound. Okay, repetition of consonant sound at the beginning, basically at the beginning of the word, refers to alliteration. So here, roaming round, R, they are repeated. So this is alliteration. Also allusion is used. I have already explained you about allusion in the last stanza, that it is reference to a famous thing, place or species of animal. And here which animal is being referred to? Here the Bengal tiger is referred, or the different identification marks regarding the Bengal tiger is given by the poet. So I hope that the second stanza is clear to everybody. Now students, I will be explaining the rest of the stanzas in the next video. Till then, stay safe and thank you so much.